Hey there everyone, welcome back to Elmcreek. You join me, Waldo P. Barnstormer, just in the middle of a little contract blitz at the minute. Now if you were watching the last episode, you'll know we fertilised half the map, I think, in that. Did take on an extra couple of contracts at the end of it for doing a bit more fertilisation. Rather than making you sit around watching me just drive up and down fields all day doing this, I kind of nipped ahead, finished them up. This is just the last field getting done now, field number 63. So I've done number 1, I've done number 12, and once I get this one done, I'll be able to collect on a couple of those contracts, and that'll pretty much tie me up now for the rest of this in-game day. Skip forward to tomorrow, and I've actually spied a sneaky little thing that we can possibly do. One of the neighbours at the minute is looking for a baling contract, so silage bales, and I'm considering taking it up because I just cut my own grass field last week. So I'm going to have to, I was going to hire a baler for that and possibly think about hiring a bale wrapper as well. But what I could do is hire it all, do the contract using my hired equipment, and then I should be able to make a little bit more money out of it. Now I could do the contract and use all hired stuff. It's only costing like an extra £99 or something. It was like a really small hire fee. The only bad thing is it won't let me do my own field using that equipment. So I'm thinking I might hire the stuff, then I can use it on the contract. The contract's worth about £6,000, and there we go, this one's just wrapped up as well. And just so you can see that I didn't cheat, I haven't actually collected on any of the contracts yet. So what we can do is we can collect all of these now. It's cost us a bit of fertiliser, but all in all I think we're going to be quids in. So this is the baling contract I was talking about as well. It's field number 19, so I think it is reasonably sizable. Where are we? 19 is up around. Oh, actually, it's not that big. It's not that big at all. So no, it wouldn't take us too long to do that. So I think we're going to tie that contract in tonight. Hopefully it'll accept it. And then we'll go ahead, tidy that up tomorrow. And that'll allow us then as well to get our own grass fields lifted. I'll get the use of the baler and the silage wrapper for a contract on my own stuff. I think we've got a good plan there. I also need to put some fertiliser onto my own fields as well. It's probably getting a bit late for that now. It's 7 o'clock in game, so I'll get back home, skip ahead to the next day, and see where we are. Well, here we are, another day, another £700 worth of bills, £491 loan interest. I do need to start looking at getting that paid off, but £175,000 loan, it's going to take a while to pay that back. And at the minute, yeah, I'm afraid I just can't really afford any of that. So what I did do last night, I accepted that contract, so we do have it all ready to go today. So I'm going to take my mower, I'm going to go up there first off and cut that grass. I only have a rear mower at the minute, don't have a front and rear. It would be quite handy if I did have both. So I'm going to take this up to the field, get the grass cut. I haven't hired the baler or the wrapper yet, just purely because I was thinking there's no point in paying the overnight fees for them. So I've left that. I'll get them out of the shop when I need them. Don't quite know which one I'll buy, but I'm sure I'll sort something. Oh, I will need a windrower as well then, actually. I'd forgotten about having to hire a windrower. But looking at that fields around the grass around the fields there as well, there's quite a lot of grass there that I could cut myself too. If I'm going to end up hiring all this stuff, I may as well make the best use of it. So windrowers, you do get quite a variety. 2.5 meters, 3 meters, 3.4, 4.7. What does that one look like? £8,000. So that's going to cost about £400 to hire, I'm assuming. Yeah, £413. After that they start getting very expensive. Alright, I shall lease this one, £413. I think I'll leave the other mower for now. It's not that much of a hardship to use this one. It's quite big, and if I'm going to have to row it up anyway, it should all be fine. So I'll put the mower in the front of the tractor for now. It's going to make driving up the road a bit more interesting, but just kind of have to remember to brake a bit earlier looking at this. Got a nice little red and white combo all around at the minute. So we'll see you guys up at the field. Just swapped around the equipment here. You know why I say this doesn't look like a big field? Well, it is pretty big. Hopefully I haven't overestimated this too much, or underestimated rather, but I'm sure it shouldn't take too long to nip around this and do a bit of mowing. Oh, I should actually of course try and keep out of the boundary as much as possible as well, and get the little bit of extra grass that I can. How far out? It's actually going to let me go right the way outside the field. Right, so I'm going to nip around this, get this mowed up. I'll do all of this as a time lapse. You'll see me rowing it then as well. I'll nip down, get the baler sorted, get the wrapper sorted, and then we'll hopefully get some money in as well. All in all, despite the small mower, the small windrower, it hasn't taken me too long to actually get this one done. In game a couple of hours, real life probably, I don't know, 15-20 minutes or so. Wasn't really looking at the clock, but yeah, just been enjoying my time running backwards and forwards here. The one thing I'm slightly worried about now is if you look at how much of a slope there is in this field, I can see all my bales disappearing somewhere in the middle of those trees down there. So that's going to be interesting. And I don't really know how I'm going to be able to combat it, because no matter what way I bale the field, it's they're going to be running down a slope somewhere. I did row it this way intentionally because I thought it was the lesser of two evils. At least this way they're not running out straight onto the road. But yeah, I think this field will be a challenge to bale. I guess we're going to find out very soon, because that is the end of the windrowing. I know I did say we were going to obviously spend this money on buying a field. I'm tempted to say, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's nothing machinery wise that I can afford for this. I suppose I could have possibly bought the windrow or something like that. I would nearly prefer to buy a larger one if I'm going to buy it. I think hiring that small one I don't feel too bad about, but yeah, I kind of don't want to buy one that size. I was ideally hoping that something would have come up in the used machinery sales over the past few months, that I would have been able to get myself some extra equipment, but no, unfortunately it hasn't appeared. For now, I'm going to nip back down to my farm, use the windrower down there as well, so I'll get my own grass rowed up and see how we get on with that. And I figure whilst I'm down here, I may as well trim all these little bits and headlands around here too. Make full use of everything whilst I've got this equipment hired. Even if it only comes together and generates another half a bale, one bale, it's still going to come up to a couple of £1,000 for me. Well, no, sorry, not a... Yeah, it will be a couple of £1,000. So yeah, it's definitely worth doing this. Happy days, that's this field of my own done, and looking at how this grass is actually regrowing again, it's going to need to make sure that I get some fertilizer back on that pretty quick. Because yeah, it's not going to be long before I can't touch it again. So I'll quickly whiz around the rest of these fields here as well, pull the rest of this grass into a line. I don't think there's going to be much in it, but you know, it all comes together, it might get me another bale. So yeah, every penny counts at the minute. So I will be having a look and seeing just how much grass we get out of these headlands. Because it's obviously quite non-productive ground, we can't fertilise it, we can't sow it, we can't do anything with it, it is just wild grass. I'll see if it's actually worth all of that work. I mean, if it generates us 1 or 2 bales, then it's a few £1,000s, so yeah, at this minute it probably is worth all of that. Going forward, I'm not quite sure. So first things first, we should be finished now with our windrower, so we can get that returned. We need to now look at getting a baler and a bale wrapper hired. Would it be better to hire a wrapper baler combination machine? So that's 78,000. How much does it take to run 145 horse? I think our tractor should be fine to do that. So yeah, go ahead. I think I'm going to do this, £4,000. Just as well we've been doing that fertilizations contract lately, because certainly I'm spending the money again, but fingers crossed it'll all come in for us nicely. One thing I will take with me, just remember before I left the yard, is my front loader. I've got a feeling I'm going to need this in order to fish some of the bales out from the hedgerows. So off to the shop again, get ourselves the new kit, head back up the field, and say pity I can't take that pallet of fertilizer and stick it on here at the minute as well, because I'll need all the space for bales. If it does work out that I have room, I can't imagine I will, I'll stop in and collect it again on the way back, but for now I'll prioritise just making sure I've got room for bales. So I'll see you back up the road. Coming up that hill there, I can feel the Massey is definitely struggling for power. Don't know if it's struggling for power because of the size of this baler, or if it's because of the maintenance state at the minute. If you have a look, we've now dropped down into the amber, so we may be missing a few horses. Fingers crossed it's still got enough left to run all of this. If not, we're going to be in trouble. So I'll get this unfolded. I think we're ready to go. Certainly making noises anyway, and fingers crossed the bales don't all run into the middle of the road. predicted, I'm sure you've seen, we've had bales roll all around the field at the minute. Now, I think I've kind of got a little bit of a fix for it. I think if you can just manage to stop the roll from happening initially, which is why I've been putting them off up here, pausing, and as it kind of rolls into the baler, it's just enough to sort of steady it. Now, I did see, I think it was at least 3 off them went off down the hill, so I'm going to go and try and retrieve them now, just before I forget about them. It was at least 2, I think 3, so I'll see what I can find down here. I'll get them pulled back up again, so at least never comes to loading up onto the trailer. It might not be so tricky. I should be able to account for, yeah, all 3 of them's here, but I should be able to account for them anyway, based on the stats page. So I like that one actually landed the right way up. So what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Here we are, stats. So Beals produced 5. Okay, so it obviously doesn't count the ones in contracts then, I think. So I don't think any more ran down there. I will take another little look later on, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We will just make sure that we have 12 bales whenever we come back again as well, and that nothing has disappeared in the meantime whilst I go and get my trailer. Oh, actually, I need the baler, because, oh, I see another one as well. It looks like it's actually gone through the fence in here. That's going to be 13 bales then. There we go. That's definitely all of them then. I wasn't sure if there was 3 or 4 that ran down the field that time, but it was definitely no more than 4, so we've got them all now. It's going to be an exceedingly big load in my little trailer though. Hopefully I can get them all done in one go. Certainly save a lot of running backwards and forwards if I can. But I'll take this baler down home, bale up my own ones, and then I'll be back up here to load up and finally get a bit of payday. Now, going off the number of bales there, I think best case scenario I'm only going to be able to fit 12 on my trailer at any one go. If I stick the 13th one on the forks, that should be quite handy, because I can move it around. Oh, come on, pick up that little bit. I'm sure I was over the top of that. No? Oh, maybe that little bit's going to be out of bounds now. It's actually interesting. I'm not sure what way Seasons handles this now. If the grass remains, or if it will disappear like it did in the FS19 Realmus version. It will be quite an interesting one to see what happens to that grass if it kind of rots and withers away. I want to try and dump these off in a fairly central location, but actually looking at the way this is filling up, started off with 1,500 litres, so I want to see just how many bales I actually get out of doing these little field headlands. It's going to be a few looking at this. I mean, I'm already got at least 1 bale, and yeah, I'm going to get a couple, if not maybe 3 out of this. Those little headlands have got us about, I think it's 4.5 bales. So yeah, I mean that's been a good little side hustle there. It's definitely a good little haul. And now on to the main feed. Yeah, if the headlands provide that much, it'd be interesting to see what I'm going to get out of this. thing. It's the thing that I didn't want to happen. 79% of a bale wasted. I don't have any more grass anywhere that I think I can cut, or certainly not enough that's going to generate that amount. Got that little bit around that shed, but really that's it. Yeah, I think it's just going to be unfortunate. I don't think I can unload a partial bale or anything like that. No, there's nothing there for it. That's a pain, but it is what it is. So we will get this returned, pick up our trailer, head back up to field 19, and then get these things collected. Now let's see how easy these are going to be loading on this bit of a slope. I think this could be quite tricky. Well, we're back again, just doing what's hopefully going to be the last one at the minute. And I think painful probably does not come to describe what this has been. It has not been easy trying to load round bales on a small trailer on a hill that slopes in two different directions. Oh, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get this last one up there as well. Wow, okay, that's much too heavy to have that up that height. I'm hoping I can get this one on and then the other two on the forks, and it should be stable enough to get down to the sell point. At least that's what I'm hoping. I need to just square myself up a bit better on this one. But yeah, I think round bales in the future it's going to have to be an automatic bale loader job, because yeah, this took a lot of work to do. I want to try and get this on without knocking everything else off. It seems to be whenever I try to strap them down, it's actually kind of like cutting the bale open as opposed to actually doing anything else. So go on, get up there. I think that's going to be enough. It's not exactly how I'd like to be doing this, but please don't fall off. There we go. Right, gently does it. If I can hook this up to the tractor, I can hopefully get the straps on everything again now. And I'll just quickly strap that up. Phew, I think that's worked. Happy days! Right, this is, yeah, kind of secure. As long as I don't topple the trailer over now. Because if I do, it's going to be incredibly hard to right it again. And I really don't want to have to unstrap all those bales in order to do that. So I just put my tines out fully wide now. I'm hoping, because I've got so much weight in the back of this, I'll be able to pick up two bales at the front and my tractor won't do, well, kind of a wheelie, a reverse wheelie like it did before, so it took a big nosedive whenever I tried to pick up two bales back at the very start. There we are. So, where are we taking these? The contract, oh, you see I've also nailed in a couple of fertilising contracts, big fertilising contracts, nearly £30,000 worth. That's a bit of a boon for us there. There is this massive baling contract, and it's using quite big machinery. It's for hay as well, not for silage. So the unfortunate thing is I can't see over here if it's square bales, round bales, or if they're giving us bale collectors. So I'm a little bit timid about taking it on, because if it doesn't come with a bale collector, it's going to be quite a bit of work. Third machine could well be a bale collector, or it could be a trailer. It's a bit of a gamble, bit of a risk, but we'll consider it. So anyway, where am I taking this? I'm taking this to the animal dealers. They're up here. Yep, there we go. And where am I coming from? Over here, so it's just straight down the main road. Actually, I can probably, yeah, I'll go this top way. Right. Fingers crossed we get there in one piece and we get there before dark. It is 6:25 now. Time is getting on. We will hopefully see you across there. Now I know this contract isn't just as fruitful as what it could have been if we had hired the contract or hired the equipment out as part of the contract. It would only have cost us 100, whereas we elected to do it all ourselves. But then, as we know, we did that because we needed to do it that way. So how does this one work? This should, well, this is animal dealer, that's where I buy animals. So where would I be dropping this off? Aha, okay, we have what could be a sell point right here. And if I drop these down here, will they disappear? Yes they do, and yes, transporting for field 19. So I'm hoping we should actually get quite a few of these left over as well. There we go. And wow, okay, we've made an additional £8,000 already. So as much as I say this contract's not as profitable as it could have been, we just made £8,000 in excess bale sales. And if I go back in now and complete that contract, we get an extra £6,000 again just for doing the work. Okay, so I take it back. We did make quite a bit of money on that one. About £10,000 all in, by the time we take out the hiring costs of everything. So, it took us a long time to do it. Today has been a full day off baling, and I do appreciate that a lot of this will have been time-lapsed today. So, thank you very much for sticking through it all. I'm going to go back home now. The sun is going to be setting soon. It's getting on towards 7 o'clock at night. So, thank you very much for watching. I am, as ever, Waldo P. Barnstormer. This has been Elmcreek. Please come back if you like the videos, do those normal YouTube things, like, share, subscribe. We will be back again. We'll also be on Beyleron next time on the time-lapse series too, so join us there as well. Thanks for watching, and bye now.